Welcome back to the Manor. Julian McBain here, and this is my 57th? I just checked this too. Where'd it go? Yeah, 57th. My 57th Saturday vlog. It's been a harrowing 2 weeks. The reason there wasn't a vlog last weekend, I'm sure you've already seen, I was sick. So that's why I ended up missing a McBain moment and last week's vlog. It was rough. I spent all of Friday asleep. Not the one that just passed, but the one before that. And there was nothing to give you. Sorry. But this week has been a bit better. So there's kind of a lot to go through because, being away for or not having a vlog for a weekend definitely put some stuff around. So let's talk about some things. First off, the tournament, and I think I touched on this before, but in case I didn't, like I said, it's been an interesting couple of weeks, and I'm not even sure what I've talked about for the most part. But tournament 2 weeks ago. I fought several rounds in it, and then instead of focusing on it, I actually did a lot of marshalling, which is, it's like reffing, but it's not. It's to make sure everyone follows the safety rules, but when it comes to, calling hits, we're not judges. We're there to make sure that no one gets hurt, and that no one violates the rules, but when it comes to, taking shots, it's up to the individual fighter to decide whether something was good or not. And so I did, for the 3 hours that we fought, I spent 1 hour actually fighting the tournament, and it's a 3-hour endurance tournament. 1 hour marshalling, and then I did about an hour of pickups with some breaks in between. And what pickups are is there was a separate space for people who either weren't participating in the tournament or wanted to fight specific people who had stepped aside there to challenge other good fighters on an individual basis without hoping that they, drew that person in the tournament itself. And so it was all good. I got to fight some really good fighters. One of my students actually placed 12th out of 74. So I'm very proud of them. Oh, that's not it. We rented an Airbnb, which was absolutely amazing. Made midnight bacon and drank too much because, that's what you do. It wasn't really midnight. Well, no, I guess you could still call it midnight bacon because that's when I turned the stove off. I started the bacon at 9:30 because I'm too old to be starting bacon at midnight and actually survive. Really? Come on. Come on, there we go. I don't know why there's always this one Shoggoth with the unreachable glitch. So yeah, that was good. And then I came back and got sick, which was not so good. Let's see. So I did manage to live stream Entropia for the second time this week. I know most of my live streams have been Fortnite so far, and I haven't done a huge number of them, but my hope is to do more of them. I really enjoy live streaming, more than I thought I would. And so my hope is to increase the amount of live streams I can do without losing all of the time I used to make all of the rest of my content. I haven't made a Borderlands in several weeks. I was going to do it this past week, and then I got really sick. And so that's something I'm going to have to do this week. I might even do one tonight, because most of my buffer's been run through. I want to do more Fortnite, because I am actually enjoying the game as much as I hate to admit it. I think it's just because I know a lot of people play competitively, and it's real, you know, it's a real challenge for them, but at the same time, for me, it's just kind of like casual fun. I mean, it gets your adrenaline pumping like you're fighting, and I really enjoy that. My problem is I tend to play it at 9 o'clock at night. I've got to stop by 10 or else I don't fall asleep. So that's not good. And then this week's Entropia Universe video, it's actually kind of surprising. You know, the video I thought that would do really poorly ended up getting twice the views most of my other videos did. And that was the most recent one, of course, about personal finance. I'll be doing more on that in tomorrow's video. Since the first one was so popular, literally double my normal views. So that is in the cards, where I'm going to follow up on that particular thread of thought until it's all over and done with, because eventually you run out of things to talk about, but I won't be for a while yet. And of course, we're still on the trail of getting these chapters. I'm getting the unlimited helmets that are a super rare drop that no one's actually gotten as a drop yet. And I have confirmed that there is no prerequisite to having them drop. There's no trigger that we have to find out. They're just a really rare drop. Which I'm fine with. Totally fine with that. There is no problem having something that, you know, has the drop rate of the Warglaives of a Zenith. That's a WoW reference for those of you who don't play or haven't played. So yeah, did that already cover all the bases? That's pretty much all the events for the week, I think. Boy, for all that I thought I had to report on, that's not quite as much as I thought it was. I guess the big takeaway, and this is something that really ragged on me while I was sick, is that, you know, as a content creator, I want to make sure I'm producing content consistently, and I aim to do that. And most of the time, I'm fairly successful, right? You know, I manage to produce content 7 days a week. I try to keep a buffer of several of my segments. These things are important to me. And it pained me to not be producing the content for you guys for last weekend, because I'm the type of person, I know if I miss, the likelihood that I'm going to miss again, you know, if I skip a weekend, the likelihood that I'll do it again is much higher. I have to keep pumping energy into something or I will lose momentum. And that's pretty universal among all people, but some people are better at taking breaks than others. You know, that's why when I get ready for a vacation, I go all out on making sure that there is enough content to cover the entire week that I'm gone, so that I don't lose that momentum. I just bear down on it and I barrel through it, because I'm exhausted for the first couple days of my vacation, but then I know it's there and that you'll still be expecting it when I come back from vacation. And this illness just threw me because I knew that things weren't going up those days. And I think in the entire time that I've been a content creator trying to produce content for 7 days a week, I might have missed a handful of individual days, and half the time it wasn't because the content wasn't produced, it's because I've neglected to upload it or I put a wrong date on it. You know, I'll pend it out and I'll accidentally miss a date and skip a week. I skip a day for a week. That's happened before. But it's my goal to continue to grind all this out and to produce this content and create the things that you come back to my channel all the time for. Because I noticed something, and it kind of like was going around in my mind. Watch time hours are a function of the quality of your work. The more hours you have relative to the number of subscribers you have, the more people that are actually watching and engaging with what you say. The number of subscribers you have is a function of your notoriety. You know, I have 274 subscribers as of the date of this recording. This is Thursday night. You'll, of course, be seeing this on Saturday because it's a Saturday vlog. So, as a function of notoriety, not a lot of people know me. I am fighting obscurity. That is my biggest chain. I am fighting obscurity. And so I have a favor to ask all of you. Share this video. Share it to Facebook, share it to Twitter, to all of your favorite social media. Please, please, please share this video. Because fighting that obscurity getting through that obscurity is the only thing that's going to get me to where, to places where people like Lore Spade and Serial Overdrive have managed to get to. I'm still a long way away. I know I can get there. I will get there. I've said it before. I'm on the road to 13 million subscribers. Or more accurately, we're on the road to 13 million subscribers because I really can't do it without you. And so as I fight that obscurity and I become more well-known, my subscriber base will grow. And that's true of any content creator. Any new content creator's biggest challenge is fighting obscurity. That's all there is to it. Well, that and their own nerves. But you're going to develop, if you're new to the content creation space, if you're starting a YouTube channel or a Twitch stream or what have you, you're going to start creating better quality as you go, as you learn things, as you make mistakes, as you figure this whole streaming thing out. But obscurity isn't something that you can just defeat by practice. You have to be able to get your name out there, you know, and that's why I've been spending a lot of my free time on Twitter. Trying to get people to know what my name is. You know, I've got all of my information on my profile, and I mention my channel and I mention what I do, and it's slow and it's building, and my Twitter following is not even as big as the number of YouTube subscribers I have, but they're from different areas. You know, I've got a lot of the competitive esports teams are now following me, which is kind of a revelation, but I've mentioned that before. So that's good stuff. So at least, you know, someone's paying attention. I don't know that it's helped my subscriber count significantly. I'm sure it's had an effect on it, a positive one. But it's just one of those things where you have to, you know, keep throwing noodles at a wall until one of them sticks. Keep throwing darts at the dartboard until you get a bullseye. And as someone with a lot of, you know, irons in the fire for various areas, you know, the YouTube channel is, the goal of my YouTube channel, originally I didn't really have one. I just wanted to give this YouTube thing a shot and see where it led. And as I developed different segments for my channel, as I developed different content, there are two things that came to mind. Number one, there are a huge number of gamers that don't realize just how powerful they are. We have an entire segment of the population that doesn't realize their potential because of the stereotypes and tropes behind our subculture. And I decided I wanted to fight that. Now, I said it in previous videos, gamers are possibly the largest font of potential, untapped potential, in the world today. The second reason I do this is because I know eventually this could set me free. And it may not be a direct result of the videos I do. It may be indirect. And what do I mean by that? I mean, YouTube itself may never make me millions of dollars like it did PewDiePie. But the skills I learn by doing this, the confidence I build by doing this, the competence I build by doing this, could give me the tools I need in order to be more successful in my mundane life. Now, honestly, at this point, my hope is I do build a channel that can sustain me on its own for as long as this whole YouTube thing lasts. And I don't think it's going to last forever. It might last through beyond my lifetime. I'm hoping it does. But it doesn't mean it will. For all we know, YouTube could roll up its sidewalks, proverbial sidewalks, tomorrow and disappear. Wow, there's a lot of shogs around all of a sudden. But while it's here, I'm going to give it a shot. I watched YouTube grow from a literal 30-second video that took 5 minutes to download over dial-up. Okay? Yes, I'm that old. And now I'm here making videos for it and live streaming on it less than 20 years later. Let's stick with the bigger mobs. Better chance that the good stuff will drop. We have no idea where this is going. But if I can use it to my advantage, perhaps it can set me free. And what I mean by that is, there's nothing more valuable in life than your time. There's no object, there's no item, there's no amount of wealth that is more important than your time. That's why people go and seek wealth. It's not that they're trying to get shitloads of money, although for a lot of people that's how it starts. But money is a replenishable resource. Time is not. You only have 24 hours in any given day. You only have so many days in which to live your life. And so, that's really what I seek. I'm giving up all of the time that I put into this now, of which amounts to more than 8 hours a week. It's a whole work day. In the hopes that in the future, with the goal that in the future, not the hopes, with the goal that in the future, I will be able to reclaim more time than I lost. Or that I invested, is what I should say. It's not lost time, it's invested time. So that's what I aim for. Will I make it? Only time will tell, ironically enough. But I've got the grit. And I have the chops. Looking forward to seeing where this YouTube thing takes me over the long haul. Which, admittedly, there are things I could be doing to make things a little bit easier on myself. I could be doing more Let's Play videos. And I don't just mean like all Borderlands or all one game, but like spreading it across games, doing multiple segments at a time. That's tough. I tried doubling up on them, and that could only go so far. Especially since, you know, life changed. But it doesn't mean I won't be able to do it in the future. There we go. And I know there are Yogs back there, so I don't want to go too far that way. I'll be hunting Yogs later. You know, it's funny. I moved back to Vermont in 17. A year later, I became a YouTuber. If the year before that, when I was living in North Dakota, you had told me I'd be playing this game on the regular, producing content 7 days a week, I'd have laughed at you. I'd have been like, no, that ain't gonna happen. I would have said the same thing if you told me I was living back in Vermont again. But here we are. These are the strange turns that life takes us. Not only am I YouTubing, I'm actually having conversations with the people who inspired me to become a YouTuber. And that is just fucking amazing. Alright. I think we're gonna call this one good. Let's start headed back toward the base camp, or forensics. Which, of course, we're gonna fight our way back, because why not? When I found out that no one had managed to get the drop, the unlimited helmet drop here on Monria, first thing I thought was, I want to be the first. I want to get the first unlimited helmet drop. The only way to do that is to grind this fucker out. If I can grind out 2 Dark Whelplings in World of Warcraft, hours and hours spent killing dragon whelps in the Badlands, then I can find these helmets. Even if it's just one of them. I'd love to get a whole set of 4. But that's just, you know, that's getting greedy. I think they've got full armor sets. It'd be awesome to get the full armor set, but the reason I want the helmet is so that you can attach the horns to it. Because once you get all 4 chapters, you get the horns. And then, if you get the helmet, the unlimited helmet and the horns, they attach the horns to the helmet and it becomes a single object. And that would be amazing. Speaking of Monria and special events, or special objects, their Valentine's event is coming up. And my hope is to participate in it as much as humanly possible. Really? Come on. I think there's still an apartment up for grabs too. That would be fucking cool. Then I'd actually have the manor. At least a representation of it here in Entropia Universe. Be even cooler if I managed to get a hold of a penthouse, but I'm not counting on that one. I'm pretty sure that penthouses are pretty much owned by the developers, although I doubt they own all of them. Since I think there's only 4 developers and there's 12 penthouses. So yeah. Okay. Well, we only went through like 8 ped worth of... Well, we got about 8 ped worth of shrapnel back, so I can't say that's how much ammo we went through, but... There we go. And we're almost back. Leprechaun's running behind me. Although he's more gliding across the ground than he is walking on it. Kuro Shine. 78. Alright guys, I'm going to call it here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. As always, guys, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. You all have a wonderful night.